YouTube, hello, it is T90 Official, and welcome back to another cast. Before we get underway with this one, I'm sure you're all excited by the title. I just wanted to say, you guys have been extremely positive lately. Not that you were negative before, but I've been getting an overwhelming number of emails and tweets and Discord messages and even kind messages in my Twitch chat when I've been streaming the Hidden Cup qualifiers. Not gonna lie to you guys, with Hidden Cup 3 main event coming up March 19th, hashtag ad. I am stressed out of my mind, but in a good way, if that makes sense, to make sure everything is prepared. So I just wanted to say the positivity that you guys send my way as a community is fantastic, and let's get to it. All right, so there was an update to the game today, or I guess yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, and the Goth infantry discount that you guys are probably very familiar with, 35% off, that used to be Feudal Age onwards, now starts in the Dark Age. So the entire game, they have cheaper infantry. Here I am in the blue, and I had just won my previous game with Goths, so it wasn't against a player I would say was evenly skilled with me. This particular game, I'm up against Dobbs. Dobbs is a great player, and in fact, I played this guy for years. I started off with Arena, now is very good on Arabia, and Dobbs is actually Mongols. I know that our overlay, when I don't have a scoreboard, doesn't really show that. But yes, he's playing as Mongols. Mongols were nerfed slightly. It is just a hunt bonus. It used to be that they would hunt 50% faster, and now they hunt 40% faster, which is still fantastic. They still have the scouting bonus. They still have the siege and Mangadai. It's still a very good civilization, okay? So the issue with Goths, and I really want to talk this through with you guys, the issue with balancing the Goth civilization is that it is one of the best civilizations if you get, let's say, over 100 population and you're still in the game. If you have 3 TCs, if you have like 60, 70 villagers, and you have a castle, that's when Goths start to be insane. And, oh, there we go. I couldn't figure out how to zoom back out for some reason. And when you give Goths any type of a buff, the question then is it too much? Because if you tip them over the edge in the early game, they're just going to destroy everyone in the late game. Now, I think that giving Goths a 35% discount in the Dark Age it's a lot. And to be honest with you guys, it might be too strong. Now, in the previous game, I won't show it here. I wanted to show you guys a close game, and I wanted to show you guys a neat little strategy you can do. But, and here goes my barracks. I want to make those militia nice and early because they're so cheap. But anyways, in the previous game, I made 5 militia, just like that, collected a little bit of gold so I could get loom, and I drushed my opponent. I had the best Dark Age rush you could imagine, and then I just walled my base, and this base would be impossible to wall, which was really disappointing, because that was my original plan. And then I eventually got the Huskarls, and I eventually got the Champions, and it was just too hard for my opponent to deal with it. Now, Dobbs, on the other hand, this is going to be a complicated civ to face up against here because he's Mongols, and not only does he hunt faster, but he has that scouting bonus, and I'm so grateful. I actually haven't rewatched this yet. I don't know if he's being a bit greedy here, but he looped the whole way around my base. He knows where I am. He did not see the barracks, all right? So this build order is really not all that doable. What I'm about to do is not all that doable unless you have an eco bonus civilization, so one that receives food or wood discounts, whatever it may be, or if you're Goths now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few militia, and this is drush into fast feudal. Check this out. So I really think, obviously more capable players too, can experiment with this discount. I'm at 61 gold. I didn't collect any gold. I can still make 3 militia, get loom, and have gold left over. Very sloppy by me. I'm about to get pop capped, but here I come. Now, Dobbs, he doesn't really know what to expect. If you saw the chat, actually, he didn't say, I swear to God, he said that Goths were bad, which would have really set the stage for this, but anyways, here I go. Now, he's going for a very fast scout build. In fact, he's only at 17 population, and this drush is not meant to kill. It's just meant to delay. So, a bunch of quick walling needed from him. He has to go to stragglers. He has actually 1 villager on the lumber camp. And even this villager is going to walk around. So, alright. So, success already. We did a little bit of damage. We harassed him. He has idle time. Good. Now, he is eventually going to get a stable up. And if I were to go for Drush into full walls, you look at my base and you realize that that's not all that doable. So what I decided to do was go on my way to Feudal Age, and I could have been faster with this, right behind it. Okay? So, I'm going to go on my way to Feudal Age. I'm going to Lumber Camp just because of eco-efficiency. And he thinks at this point, alright, the militia have been made, he's going to transition into archers, like any other civilization. Because it's too expensive to make more militia. It's too expensive to commit to like mid-Feudal Age man-at-arms. So he has scouts on the way, he's going to the lumber camp. Eventually he'll start making farms. And I have to be honest with you guys, it wasn't really part of my plan to do this, what I'm about to do. I just decided to adapt. Because originally I was going to Drush and then basically adapt from there, figure out what the best game plan was from there. Now he had a weak scout from before, and I'm really fortunate I was able to snipe that one. He still can't fight me, so we've delayed him massively. And keep in mind, I didn't have the idle time at home. It wasn't perfect. I could have been better, but anyways, check this out. So he thinks with two full PH. With two full HP scouts, and a half HP scout that he could take this out. And I've added a few more militia. Now, before with Goths, you'd now have to start making them. And then you'd already be overwhelmed. You wouldn't have the units to defend. But here, I have 5 militia now, and they're about to be man-at-arms. And so it's at the point where he should be doing damage to me, and I'm already starting to flood a few more units. Now, he did not have the best map. I'm sure you guys noticed it. We didn't talk too much about the maps. My map wasn't great either. If you see the gold, you see how open this is, though I am walling a little bit. But the fact that there was a stone there, and those 2 golds, that was just an open invitation for me to go forward and tower. And what's cool about towering with Goths is that you put yourself onto stone, and then eventually you can have that stone to hopefully go Huskarls. So like in this particular matchup, Mongols might transition into some archers, and then you could have Huskarls. So if you can't tell, I'm really excited about the new Goths. Quickly through the palisade wall, 5 man-at-arms is so tough to deal with. We attack the scouts, we attack the villager. But yeah, Goths, I mean, even back in the day, they were a great man-at-arm tower civ. This tower, I would say, is a bit, probably a bit questionable. It does hit part of the wood line. I built it here because the stone and the golds were there. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. Fortunately for me, normally you want to send 4 villagers, but fortunately for me, this tower is going to go up, and I won't lose a villager, and now he's just going to panic. I have the man-at-arms on the berries again. He's off the wood line. Now I have spears on the way to hit the scouts because it's so cheap. I can do anything I want, and now his villager's here. I just wanted to make sure I held my control. I knew I didn't have to dive in for weak vills underneath the town center. He does have so many weak ones, and he's done a good job saving them. But the reality is, I still have army here because I didn't dive under the TC. I have a nice vill lead now. He's panicking. He just rebuilt this, or sorry, he just built this lumber camp. And he taps out and calls the GG. It's possibly not the most exciting Goth game ever, but I just wanted to get something up to YouTube so I could talk about it. Like, Goths can be aggressive now. If you think about a normal man-at-arms build, for example, you go up to Feudal Age faster than I did, and you start making the militia while you're on your way to Feudal Age. See, Goths, when they were doing that before, unfortunately didn't benefit from the discount. So you get the 3 militia because you need to hit at the proper time, and then it'd be normal cost, and then you don't make any more after that because people already have archers. But now, you could probably have the 5 men-at-arms Drush. My build was a little bit different. I went Drush into men-at-arms, but you could probably have 5 men-at-arms at your opponent's base before 11 minutes in a game. You know, if you're talking high-level build orders. And then, you know, you have the cheap spears if they're going scouts and defense. If you go 5 men-at-arms with 4 villagers to tower, then you start going onto stone, and then you start thinking about Huskarls. So, I don't know. I think it's really good. Unfortunately, I would love to cast a pro game for you where they choose these civilizations, but I looked through a lot of the pros that were playing, and they're all picking the same freaking civs, guys. Like, nobody was picking 2-ins to experiment with the slightly cheaper, more farms. Nobody was picking Vietnamese to see what Vietnamese are all about now that their eco-technologies do not cost wood. I am going to upload a video with Vietnamese myself, and I'll get some pro stuff to you in well, as quickly as possible, I guess. But I wanted to upload this, and I really want to hear your thoughts, YouTube. I want to hear your thoughts. Is it too strong? Are we going to be looking back at this a couple months from now thinking, whoa, why did we give Goths a 35% discount in Dark Age? Should we, or should Forgotten Empires give them a 20% discount in Dark Age and then 35% the rest? I don't know. I don't have any answers. We'll just have to see how the games develop. Personally, I normally think that the best way to do it is just give it time, and I'm looking forward to it. I've always loved the Goth civilization, so this is exciting stuff for me. Now, if you'd like to see some of the other civs in action that have recently been buffed, I do have an upload that will probably be coming up tomorrow with the Vietnamese. Let me see if I can get to the statistics here. Yeah, here we go. I actually played with the Vietnamese. I was playing with these quote-unquote weak civilizations that were buffed, and we can talk through some of the things there. I don't think these civs are going to be... and maybe Goths, but I don't think any of these other civs are going to necessarily be top 10 pick all the time civs, but it gives them something more. We had more eco in this game because of our pressure. Again, it was a 15-minute game. It was quite short. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the YouTube comments. Also, Dobbs, when you see this, Dobbs has been begging me to upload one of his wins for like 2 years. And Dobbs, I'm sorry. I know it looks bad, like, oh, T9 casts his own videos and uploads it to his YouTube channel. But you were my second high-level victim when I was playing as the Goths, and it was perfect for it, Dobbs. So I'm sorry, and we'll have to get some Dobb casts up to YouTube soon. See you, YouTube, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts.